Now I guess we go into the final.
So we have two Nickelodeon movies
things
for the price of one.
Yeah. So last week we watched Jimmy Neutron, Boy Penis,
Boy Gina.
Okay, we went in different directions for that, but okay. Okay, so you and I we grew up when the TV show was on.
We both grew up with around this time.
I really liked the Jimmy Neutron TV series.
I love the Jimmy Neutron show. It's fun, and it's very much like what we said about Barnyard, in that it's a show that doesn't take itself way too seriously. In fact, it's pretty goofy. Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of those episodes? I told you about the one with the pizza.
Yeah, where the
pizza is like this fucking like doom creature. It looks creepy. Yeah. There's this one episode I watched recently that's really fucked up.
What is it?
There's an episode where Jimmy wants a brother. I'm like, okay, so he builds himself a robot brother.
Oh, no.
No. Whoa. Don't expect some Rick and Morty type shit.
Okay.
He builds a brother, but the brother ends up being more popular than him in school. Okay. And he's like, okay, I went way too far. So he tries to like murder the brother, trying to deactivate his and it's like this like her type thing where it's like the robot grows sentient. Where he's like, please don't do it.
What the fuck?
It's really fucked up.
And he just smashes his head in with the butt of a rifle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like weird stuff like that. And like the episode Carl gets pregnant. You showed me a clip of that.
Yeah, Carl gets pregnant. What? I'm boy preggers?
Yeah.
Do I have to go to the boy gynecologist to get a boy abortion? Many such cases.
And this movie is pretty much
it's very similar to Barnyard also in that it works a lot better as a TV series than a movie. It's weird. It almost feels like the movies for both of those was like someone had the idea for the show first.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it happened.
I think that is actually it, because I think I read somewhere that Steve Odekirk or whatever, Johnny Davis, had the idea for like they wanted to make a CG TV show, which was unheard of at the time.
This is Jimmy Neutron. We're talking about.
Yeah. Because really the only one you'd have is Reboot. It is the only one, and that looks like shit. Yeah,
Reboot looks like ass, and if you like it, you should knock it off, dude. It's embarrassing.
It is kind of not a good show.
I've heard apparently it's good.
I don't know.
It just looks like...
I've only seen one episode.
Apparently it's good. I don't
know.
Oh, wait. Beast Wars.
Oh, Beast Wars, yes. Both are by the same company.
Is it?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
So, okay, I'm going to sidetrack. Let's talk about CG animation and television.
The Donkey Kong Show.
That's a different studio. That's Nelvana.
But was that before Jimmy Neutron? That had to have been, right?
That's before Jimmy Neutron, yes. Okay. There's the studio. There's these two guys that did computer animation specifically for I don't know if you've seen this music video, but for Money for Nothing.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. And these guys are just like, they were basically just like, oh, what did they do? What did they most know for?
That was
Money for Nothing music video.
That was their creep.
Yeah, that was their creep, and they wanted to branch out to other stuff in television animation. They were like one of the first people to ever do CG animation for television. And I think there's an episode of Reboot where they straight up kill off those characters.
I've heard of that.
Which is funny as hell.
Some Money for Nothing guys, the characters from that show up, and it's like a talent show or something.
Yeah.
And they perform a bit of the song or something like
it's
that.
It's like a MIDI.
Yeah, and they're like, dude, you fucking suck ass. And
they straight up murder them.
Creative self-harm.
Yeah. And that studio went on to make stuff.
I wonder...
They made the Barbie direct-to-DVD stuff.
Oh, interesting.
They made like the Ratchet and Clank movie.
Oh, well, way later.
Way later, yeah.
Was that?
That's, I believe, Rainmaker. That's the name of their studio.
Right. Do you think that they have any connection to Run and Gun?
No, that's a separate thing.
Okay, because I'm thinking of like early CG.
Yeah, that's
like,
not
stuff.
Yeah,
Run and Gun.
Around this time, I think the animator is named Johnny Davis, pitched this thing to Steve Odekirk, his O Entertainment.
Yeah. His O.
You've seen that logo before.
Yeah.
The O thing. Pitched this thing to Steve Odekirk. He's like, this would, because I think he initially wanted John. Originally his name was Johnny Quasar. You've seen that before.
Yeah, that was like, it was a little 5-second thing or something.
A little 5-second animation they showed at SIGGRAPH. You know what SIGGRAPH is, right? It's like a convention where they show off like little 3D animation.
I didn't know that.
That's where a lot of CG animators at the time got their big. That's where Pixar got their start. Okay. They showed a lot of their older shorts there. That's where like Lutzo Jr. or Tin Toy got their debut.
Yeah,
they showed off
about that.
Yeah, around this time, that he wanted to make a short, initially like a short or like a TV show, but I think Steve Odekirk was like, let's make a movie first to see if this
like a one shot, almost like a pilot. That's weird, but yeah,
one shot, essentially a
like
one shot
pilot, proof of concept. Almost.
Yeah, to see if like this idea would resonate. Which, let's be honest, it would. It would have, even if without a movie.
The weird thing is, it's a fun concept. It's like Dexter's Lab.
It's like Dexter's Lab, but it's not too similar. It's like how Little Mermaid and Ponyo are similar. It's really just the idea of it.
Put those fish bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they wanted to make a movie first because money, and plus CG was still a new thing at the time.
Right. So
Pixar was just getting started with their stuff.
It might have been easier to sell as a movie at the time than a TV series because it was unproven on television, but easier because Pixar was already a thing.
Because Pixar and also DreamWorks were kind of getting their start at the time. And
they were immediately successful.
Yes, exactly, because Toy Story started out with.
Except for ants.
But Jimmy Neutron was at the cusp of DreamWorks' success because it came out the same year as Shrek and Monsters, Inc.
Right, and then that was the first year that there was a Best Animated Feature
and all three of those movies
at the Oscars, and they all show up, and everyone has like a group hallucination at the Oscars that they could see Sully and
Shrek and Goddard.
They're like, dude, I'm fucking tripping right now.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm seeing Donkey Kong hairhead ass Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, imagine being the woman being like, yeah, I sat next to Jimmy Neutron at the Oscars.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Is she like taking a shit over there?
Who's that?
That's like Mona, I think is her name.
From Genshin
Genshin
Okay,
Impact.
So my brother has a poster of Mona.
And she's in this pose like she's taking a squat. She's squatting.
She's like either Slavic squatting or shitting.
It's the same pose, right?
I don't know.
Like she is about to drop one on the ground, and she's like looking back at the viewer and pouting. Like there's like, what other context could there be for this image?
I don't know.
Like she's just doing this casually. Like maybe she's Slavic.
Yeah, maybe she's just Slavic squatting.
That'd be so funny if there is just like a like an anime character who just like a cute girl, but she's just super Slav. She's just super like.
It's like there is
like all Adidas and shit.
Yeah.
Who's not Kiryu Coco?
Yeah. Anyways, Jimmy Neutron. That's how that show came. The idea came to be.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. Because it's weird. I almost would have assumed that the movie came second.
Yeah.
Because there's no establishing of anything. There's just it's like, hey, there's this. It really feels like a pilot.
Yeah.
Like, here's Jimmy Neutron. He does things with his brain.
Yeah. He brain blast.
He only does it twice in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is like every episode.
Yeah, it is kind of like his thing.
Yeah. And then all the parents. So there's another interesting thing about this film, which I mentioned to you when we watched it.
Other than the fact that this is one of 2 Nickelodeon movies we've watched so far. That is only 2. Technically 3 have been nominated for Oscars.
What was the other ones? Was Rango?
Rango was the second one and won the Oscar.
Okay.
And Wild Thornberrys got nominated for a Best Original Song.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for that Paul Simon credit song.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
From Hall Notes?
Yeah. Hall Notes.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so we've officially watched every Nickelodeon movie that's been nominated for an Oscar. Although, with the certain movie we're about to talk about, I wouldn't be surprised if a 4th one gets nominated.
Ooh, maybe. Let's save that.
We'll talk about that.
So, the other thing I mentioned to you when we watched this was, excuse me, and I don't consume children's media very much unless it's you.
Unless literally it is me.
Because I'm an adult and I'm cool and I'm above the legal drinking age.
When you don't drink,
oh
and
my god!
two, you
but
cry
I could if I
during like kids media.
Oh my god! I cried during Winnie the Pooh.
You did
because it struck an emotional chord with me, and I told you about it, and you felt you were gonna cry last night when I explained it to you.
You did. I almost did cry.
You were gonna cry over shawarma. You fucker. Is that the all this to say? I don't know what modern children's media is like, but I feel like it's much rarer to see like kids rule.
It was much more common back then.
This is a kids rule movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we were growing up, that was also a more common thing.
Yeah, especially in like TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot, especially Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. We had a lot of those shows type. Like, what's another one? Like Recess. Remember Recess?
I never watched. I don't remember it, actually.
It's a Disney show, but that's
when did
kind
that
of...
air?
Huh?
When
late 90s, early 2000s.
I was not. Yeah, I wasn't.
But that was like another show. There's like Kids Rule type thing. Fairly Odd Parents could technically be another one.
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab, another one. Kids Next Door.
Kids Next Door
is a perfect example.
Super that. Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
And you know what my theory was? I think it's because it was a lot of Gen Xer media. Because Gen Xers got raised by like silent generation.
Yeah.
So like very old fashioned kind of stuffed up types of people, I think.
Which they portrayed the adults in this movie kind of like that. Like, at least Jimmy's mom.
Yeah,
kind of
as
like
in,
that.
like during like the 50s and shit.
Yeah.
That was the baby boom, but those were babies. That was like the people in charge. That's who like the people who made like 1950s American culture.
Yeah.
Where you go to fucking work in a suit. And then Gen Xer stuff from the 90s was like very... It's so funny. I remember reading this book in high school as part of I forget what it was, but they dumped a bunch of books to like do reports on. And one of them I picked it up and it was about like generational conflicts or something, or like cultural conflicts.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's a new group of people that, you know, the older generation, the baby boomer generations, they're calling lazy, entitled, you know, want something for nothing, like that song. They're called Gen X, and I like I was like, dude, no way they've been doing it this fucking long. No way they've been doing it since my dad.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, like Gen X, and honestly a lot of boomers, to be fair, raised people who were like made media that was more like expressive and out there and be yourself. And then that trickled down so that the people who made media who grew up like that were like, oh yeah, just chill, like just hang out or something. That's a dumb way to say it, but, like,
but you
more
get it.
Like there wasn't like this authority, whatever, what have you. You know, don't question authority during a coronavirus. Dude, could you imagine rocket power during the coronavirus?
Oh, God.
No one's wearing masks. They're like, dude, that's for losers.
Or like the character that you could argue started all of this like kids rule type thing, Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson would totally be an anti-masker. He's like, dude, eat my mask.
I mean, yeah.
I'm joking. I don't know shit about The Simpsons. I know Homer eat donut.
I like that. I know Homer eat donut.
I know Homer... He enjoys a little donut once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie... I mean, okay, Jimmy Neutron is like... There's a lot of assholes in this film. Like, literal...
Buttholes.
Like rings.
There's when they're building the... okay, so this movie's about Jimmy Neutron.
Right, so yeah, I guess people don't know what it is.
We should explain it to them just in case.
Jimmy Neutron's a boy genius.
He's a boy genius.
A boy penis.
Boy penis.
And
he invents things.
He has a little robot dog.
Goddard.
I always thought Goddard was cool.
Yeah, Goddard.
I liked robots.
Yeah, I like robot dogs. Like Rush. Yeah. Friender.
That's where I feel like that comes from in Japan. That's Friender.
Yeah.
And then he wants to go to
retro
a theme park.
Yeah.
Theme park in Retroville.
they live in Retroville, so they opened this park called Retroland. Which shitty marketing thing? Why would you open a thing on
open it on a school night? Why would you open a theme park on a school night? And then the parents are like, "No, you can't go because it's school night." And he's like, "What if I was a little bad boy?
Yeah,
I was a little."
There's this character, like this kid who's like who literally looks like if a Nickelodeon exec animated Sasuke.
Nick.
His name is literally Nick. Yeah. He literally embodies like that cool kid type thing. Yeah. He literally looks like a fucking American Sasuke.
He's got like greased hair. That's one thing I sort of just on rewatch realized about Jimmy Neutron is it's very 50s for some reason. Like they live in Retroville.
Yeah, they call it Retroville. Diners. And Hugh kind of feels like a send back to like that. A lot of people
dress like that.
Yeah, like Hugh.
Weezer's Carl Weezer.
Carl Weezer.
Yeah. He's saying, they're both very virginal. Carl Weezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Carl is like a very 50s like Poindexter kind of character, right?
Yeah. He's like oh.
And he's got his glasses and his suspenders and striped shirt. He looks like a carny.
He does, yeah.
And then they're like, dude, what if parents just weren't even around? And it's like, watch out what you wish for, because that might just be what you get.
So yeah, enter these people, like these aliens called the
Yokians, yeah.
Who's the King Goobot, who, by the way, I'm surprised none of us caught this until I looked it up.
Yeah.
Voiced by Patrick Stewart.
Really?
Yeah, the king, the main king guy is voiced by Patrick Stewart, which like I listened back, I'm like, yeah, that is him. It's totally Picard. And his little assistant voiced by who does the voice of
isn't his brother?
No.
Oh, there's
the brother. Yeah, the brother who's voiced by the guy that does the robot from Treasure Planet. That guy.
Oh, I love Treasure Planet.
I know you.
You know I love Treasure Planet.
So that's why I was like, oh, it's that guy.
And then so they kidnap all the parents, and it's kind of like Mars Needs Moms.
It is literally just
Mars Needs Moms, except they need the dads too.
Yeah.
Why do they need the parents again?
To sacrifice it to a giant chicken.
It's a little weird. What do you? Oh,
I just got dirt from your eye.
I had dirt on my eye,
or like your eyelash, eyebrow, whatever. Yeah, they what's it called? Poltra, which also has a fucking egg for an asshole.
Yeah, it's got a big asshole.
It's really distracting.
It's like mid-birth.
Yeah, it is. Ugh. It's like that. Have you seen the video of like the giraffe giving birth?
No.
It's like back in 2017, there's like this giraffe. It was like the most like watched live stream of apparently like this giraffe giving birth, and like right when it's about to, it's like you can see like the
chat speeding up, and like what?
You could see like right when it's about to give birth, it's like dangling from its ass.
Okay. Well, this is the miracle of life.
yeah, sure. It looked like that. I'm like, oh.
What else was? So they gotta go there, and they gotta stop them, and they can breathe in space because.
There is a scene in the show where it's pretty funny.
Oh, they call that out, right?
They do call it out. It's like Sheen's like, "Hey, why don't we breathe in space?" Well, it's easy, Sheen. And it just cuts to Carl singing the song, and then it cuts back, and he's like, Sheen's like, "Wow, that's fascinating." So they're aware of it.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
I don't know. It's like it's a fine movie. It just feels like it feels like a 2-part episode. Of Jimmy Neutron.
You could have easily, this could have easily been like a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Like those Jimmy Power Hours that they used to do.
Or there were just other 2-parter ones that they would do.
I think there were other ones. I can't think of them. But yeah, it's really like insane to think that this was like one of the few movies that was nominated for an Oscar.
I mean, like what else are you going to do that year?
Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
Oh, but no one watched that.
True.
Sorry, correction. Kids didn't go see it, so the people who vote on Oscars didn't care about it.
That is true.
They don't give a fuck about innovation.
What Taigen just said is technically true.
Only that they only go to what their kids like or grandkids probably drag them to go.
The literal voters, I've checked like what people vote for like recent Best Animated Feature.
It's always kids movies.
They always,
It's always kids movies.
It's always kids movies and like occasionally like an anime movie.
Yeah.
But they always pick like I read votes, and it's like
that's Meatloaf's pick. He picks the anime movies.
Yeah. he picks the common voter like reasoning for voting is like, oh yeah, I watched with my kids. I'll choose this one.
It. Yeah, no, that's it.
That's why Disney and Pixar movies always consistently win Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
There are only like a few times, like, believe it or not, DreamWorks technically only has 2 wins.
What was it for?
So the first year, actually, Shrek, Monsters, Inc., and Jimmy Neutron, they won Shrek.
Did that?
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy Neutron should have won.
I mean, I think
it's not that good.
just to.
I think, is this better or Monsters Inc? Shrek better or Monsters Inc?
I think Monsters Inc is better, personally.
My gut reaction was to go Monsters Inc, but I'm like, is that just because I'm too familiar with Shrek?
I think Shrek 2 is the better movie, to be honest.
It probably is.
And their other Oscar win was technically Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit is a DreamWorks movie,
right?
But it is more an Aardman movie than it is. Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask what won the year Prince of Egypt came out, but they didn't have that.
Yeah,
which is a shame. That movie's awesome.
I think they won the best animated, best original song that year, though.
Okay,
which is cool.
Yeah, that movie's really good.
I think it's alright.
I like it.
I think it's an admirable effort for a studio who's known for pee poo poo CG animation.
It's really interesting to do. Like, we're gonna do a Bible story.
Yeah,
which I wish there was more of, because I don't know. There's a lot of cool stories from the Bible.
Yeah,
I want the story about. I want, like, maybe they could get Justin Roiland to do the story of Lot. Do you know what
Yeah.
Lot, he fucks his daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a cave.
Yeah.
They have a crazy...
You could apply that to anyone, though.
What do you mean?
Like, you could say that about, like, Bill Cosby or something.
No, because Justin Roiland loves incest. I thought.
Oh, that too, yeah.
That was because you made a joke with it earlier.
Yeah.
I was following you up. Dude.
I was trying to, like, forget about that, I think.
Okay, I never forget. Does he have siblings?
I think he does. I'm pretty sure he
does. Ooh, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
If you don't have siblings, it's like, okay, well, it's not, like, real for you. But if you do, it's like, ooh, are they brothers? Do you have brothers?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. If he has a sister, that's like, ooh.
Yeah.
More like Sustin Roiland. Jimmy Neutron is a lot better as a show.
I really don't have much to say.
Because it's like...
It's fine.
It's like, oh, every episode, it's so obvious. Oh, every episode, there's a new invention.
Yeah.
Oh, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy has to fix it or something.
Yeah,
like
that is literally every episode.
And then Carl goes, I'm just like Buddy Holly. and Sheen is like, I'm Mary Tyler Moore.
Look at Ultra. I got my own show.
What did you call Planet Sheen?
I called it the Cleveland Show.
The Cleveland Show, yeah.
Which, like... I need to open a window. It's getting really
You gotta somebody open a window. That's from 1776, the musical about the Declaration of Independence.
What?
It was a musical called 1776. It's a movie.
Really?
And it's a bunch of... It's like a white Hamilton. And it's like a musical about the founding fathers, and there's this whole, can somebody open a window?
Okay.
It was fun.
Yeah, I fucking hate Planet Sheen.
Really?
It's bad. It's really
I don't really have any memory of it.
I remember being there when it first, like, aired.
Me too, yeah.
Because it aired the same day as what was it, Tough Puppy? That Bush Hart
did.
Yeah, it did.
Yo.
They were like doing a dual debut. And both of those shows are awful.
You don't like Tough Puppy?
It's very...
I thought it was fine as a kid.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like you have it in the background, you don't really care about it.
I remember my dad being like, is this Really Odd Parents?
Yeah, which is funny.
I'm like, no, it's just like the same guy or something. Yeah, Jimmy Neutron is fine. It's a fine way to spend an afternoon.
Yeah, if you have nothing to do and you're just like a Nick movie.
How good would this movie be to like have on like while you're having sex?
Perfect.
Perfect?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a perfect movie to have.
Perfect?
Yeah.
Every time I look at Carl, you
go, aww.
Carl,
we need to talk about something before we talk about the next movie.
Carl helps me last longer.
There's a scene in this movie where I laughed my
holy shit! I think that's the
off.
funniest, the most I've ever seen you laugh at something. No, it was that, or it's like this, and this woman is fucking a midget. from Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah.
The midget scene. It's when the kids. You explain?
There's a scene beforehand where they're like enjoying life because there's no parents in town.
Yeah.
To sit to the Ramones, like the only song, like Ramones song that anyone ever uses.
Oh yeah, it's the only one.
The only one. You guys know what it is. After they show a scene after showing like the pros.
It's like the day after.
It's like the pros and cons of like what.
Oh, everyone's having fun. Oh wait, we're stupid kids.
We can't run a fucking.
Dude, so many people would have died.
Exactly.
There would have been so many deaths.
There would have been at least a kid.
Who's running the power plants?
Yeah, I know.
Who's
running electricity?
What? Who's running the banks?
Yeah, who's running a fucking PG&E over here?
Who's managing the sewers? Who's building the roads?
Yeah,
who's in the hospitals? Did they take the sickly people too?
Maybe.
Did they just leave like the old, like the really old people? Maybe.
I
don't know. It's dumb and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they don't really.
Go on.
So they have like this thing where they interview like kids of like we regret having our we regret.
Oh no.
We want our parents back. They cut to this kid. He looks like, I don't know how to describe him. He looks like what does he look like? He looks like
the kid.
He looks like Gary Coleman. He looks like Gary Coleman. He's like, we had a eating contest.
We had a contest to see who could eat the most cotton candy. And it pulls out, and he's like a balloon.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I won. And you laughed.
I
so
laughed
fucking hard.
I don't think I've ever laughed harder in a Nickelodeon marathon movie. Like, unintentional laugh. Like,
well, that's supposed to be a joke. That's a joke.
Okay, maybe.
That's obviously a joke.
Like, probably the hardest I've laughed at any moment in a Nickelodeon movie. Sans maybe this next movie. Actually, no. I'd say
this. Did not laugh that hard during the next one.
I laughed pretty hard during this, and it was like, man,
dude, we had to pause the movie.
We had to pause it for like a good 5 minutes. We had to pause
it so she could catch her breath.
I was dying. If you can find that scene on YouTube,
oh, it's totally on there.
It's totally on YouTube. It's holy shit.
It's like, dude, you started giggling, and it kept going. It built up into this like.
That's called build up and payoff, right there for a joke.
You're laughing. They had a contest to see who could eat the most cotton candy.
I was laughing.
And you're laughing.
Yeah. That's really all I have to say.
I can't think of anything
That's really
else.
the last thing I wanted to mention.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.